Welcome back to season number 9 as Sussex. We are coming off the back of a disappointing season. It's the first time in years that we've not won the county championship. We win the Blast and our Royal London Cup campaign absolutely diminishes. Today we're going to try and build a team that's going to win the Royal London Cup. It's all about transfers, all about leaving ourselves enough money in the kitty to be able to get a class overseas batter and bowler. That is my goal. Bring in an overseas player that's going to be available for the Royal London Cup and help get it done. As always, before we get into the contracts, I've got some new views going on. So we've got a picture here. I've added in this. This is innings by innings of Alior last season. The reason I pick Alior because he's been our best county championship player year on year. And you can see the dip in form towards the end. Yes, there's a couple of hundreds, but he started so hot that it just fell apart. What's great about this view is that because I've got Alior selected, I can see his season by season stats, but I can see his innings by innings stats. So you can see these peaks and troughs, and if you're looking at a player and you're like, oh, look what he did here. He had a run in 2026 where he was red hot, scoring runs for days. He also had this period here where he was struggling immensely. Did get his 334, so this was the previous season, that was 2029. He finished really poor finish to the season, and that's something we've started to see as a trait for Alior, that he doesn't finish the season very well at all. Batting ratings on the season, Alior 6th place, Bunter 7th place. He did really well from the games that he played in. Blast wise, no one makes the top list. And Royal London Cup, Carter continues his fine form. And just a quick view to show you the team titles. Blast was our 4th win, 5 wins in the championship. Season ending high for Ellery, top scoring in the championship with 318, but none of our other players were able to make it. One thing that did happen, Alior 5 times now he's been top scorer in the championship for us. 3 times he's had the highest average as well. Scotty Carter went back-to-back in the Royal London Cup with the most runs and with the highest score. Interesting enough, Denver and Hodgson were both new players last year and got the most wickets and best bowling average in the Royal London Cup. If we can hold on to them, we're on to better things. Alior 6-time most highest score in the Blast for us as well, and Astle back-to-back years with the most wickets. So we're heading in the right direction. But we do have contract time. And we do have a busy period ahead and hopefully a busy season. England, you can wait. It is contracts. We need to get our ducks in a row. And there's a lot of contracts to do. We've got 739,000 we've been given. Fan favourite, the Bull, is going to be the first one to sign. But we are going to see some changes. Glenn's going to stay because he's a Royal London Cup warrior. Tom Haynes is going to stay. He's a Royal London Cup warrior but can't get in the other teams. Sam Cook is obviously going to stay. He's been exceptional. Jofra Archer, I'm just going to give a year to. 35 years old. He's just going to get a year. Matt Critchley, just going to get a year. Finn Hudson-Prentice has been unavailable in the Royal London Cup. Same with George Garton. Been unavailable in the Royal London Cup. He's not in favour in different competitions. So, I feel Hudson-Prentice is available 100%. So he is going to get another deal because he may well get a game for us in the Royal London Cup. London, I'm going to give him a year. George Garton, I feel I'm going to say bye to George Garton. 15 games, he was good in the Blast. He's always good for us. 8.6, I'm going to give him one more year, George Garton. I've built you up to being released and it's not quite happened. Allsop and Bracey are an interesting pair. Bracey played 11 times in the championship and has fallen off a cliff. He also played in the Blast. Didn't do heaps. But is available 100%. Whereas Tom Allsop is not. So Tom Allsop, we're saying goodbye. And we leave ourselves 240,000. Yes, please. I'm going all in on Prithvi Shaw. Year on year, he's about the best player around. I'm going to sign him. I don't care with the cost. I know it's 50%, but if his 50% is the Royal London Cup, we are going to win that competition. And the other player I'm going to do exactly the same for is Tawid Hiradoy, who I have seen play in real life, but I can't pronounce his... No, I'm not going to do it. He's 29. But his record is exceptional. 49 average in test match, 43 in one dayers. He would be a class act. That would give us such a strong bowling lineup. I've done it. Sorry, batting lineup. I've actually gone and done that. I'm surprised I'm so decisive. Young player alert. There's a couple that take a fancy. There's S. Forrest. Stanley Forrest. Not played, but averaging 42, 29.5 grand. But there's this guy here. B. Thompson, 28,000. 158 wickets at 18. I think that is worth a little look. That is a massive contract offer. We're going all in on batting with a young bowler. Boom, 1. Boom, 2. Boom, 3. 44 grand. Let's see if we can find another bowler that can play in the Royal London Cup. There's a couple of bowlers here that may well be fine suitors. It's a really interesting one. There's one player that I really have been looking out for all time, and he's just become very... Don Sibley's great in the Royal London Cup as well. FYI. And it's Shakir. He's been exceptional year on year in the Championship, but he's not playing one-day cricket. I'm like, why is that? And that is because he's playing in the 100. Manchester last year, Manchester the year before that. Really disappointed. Would have loved to have spent the money on him. Been looking out for him to come on the market. He's on the market. We're not going to be able to make the deal happen. We need a bowler. We need someone good for the Royal London Cup. And there's a few guys here that have had pretty good seasons. Ogden, 17 wickets at 26 with a 4.89 economy rate. 20 wickets the year before that. He's 46 grand and we haven't got 46 grand. The other one is P. Hopper. 12 wickets at 16 2 years ago. 12 wickets at 25 with an economy rate of 6 this year. Not quite sure that's the right thing to do, but it improved to 4 wickets at an economy rate of 5.11 this year. We can sign him. We can afford him. It's another body. We've spent some money. We've got 17.5 grand left, and we've prioritised with our signings purely the Royal London Cup. And we've got squad size of 33 to go alongside it. Nottinghamshire county champions want me, as does Australia, Queensland. No thank you. We've got work to do. Unfinished business. And to do so, we're going all in on our young bowlers. Hodgson, Hopper, Astell and Denver. All getting the technique training they're going to need. And the Bull is getting some... In fact, let's have a look at the Bull. I love the Bull. I love what he's about. Very defensive player. Very aggressive one-day and T20 player. Like that, surely those two things just don't quite go together. Slight pace preference, slight offside. We're going to give him some front foot training. We're also going to give bowling training to T London, who we re-signed for another deal. So this could affect us in the county championship completely. Also, Carter is the one that's telling us to select in the championship, which is really interesting. Bunter, Shaw, Hiradoi, all the way on international or IPL duty. And Hodgson comes along and improves his bowling technique. I am a huge fan of that. Interesting enough, it's telling us to select London in our starting lineup, which I'm not going to do. But it is really interesting. I'm going to pass the baton of bowling, spin bowling, to Astell. Jack Carlson isn't going to be part of the team. Denver's going to be part of this team. This is the championship team. So there is change. Ellery and Orr at the top. Albert Bradders is in there, averaging 87, looking really, really nice. Nesdale, who we signed last year. Pollock had a good year. He's going to continue. Astell, Denver, Archer, Robinson. Archer's probably not going to keep wicket. It's going to go to Ali Orr, which will affect his batting, but I've just got to live with it. Just looking at the test match records of these players. Sam Cook got a couple of test matches. Bradders is averaging 37 in test cricket. We've also got on the bench Bunter, who's averaging 44 from 34 tests. In terms of one dayers, Bradley's played 14 with an average of 46. Ali Orr's had 7, averaging 54. That's very, very good. In T20s, Bradders has been around. Ellery's been around. We've built a good team. Can we go and avenge last year? Can we go and win the championship? Can we go and win the Royal London Cup? Let's rock and roll. We're playing Derbyshire first game. It's a derby game against Derbyshire. Wagstaff at the top. He's a run machine. Let's go silence him. A very disappointing, there's a word we've been using a lot of it last season, draw against Derbyshire. We get 259. Albert with 90, all with 57. We got blown away a little bit in the middle. kind of caused us a problem as they took a first innings lead. We had to bat longer than we needed to, or we had to make sure we didn't lose the game, and they were probably on course to knock them off. We've done it. What a win this is. I felt like we were behind the game. We lost 2 hours 18 minutes of rain. We're playing against the defending champions that just beat us to the title, and also the team that had signed Shakir, who had a great game. 98 from 201 in the first innings and 35 in the second innings. Miller scored 84. He's a great player in the save. One T20 game to his name for England. But really good performance. They get 3-3-1. Bowling's difficult. Oh, this is hard. We're not going to win this. Then the batting steps up massively. Nesdale with 125 off 164 was exceptional. Scored at a great rate. Pickens, I call him Pickens, he's called Pollock. It's easily done. 129 off 190. Albert with 142. Bradders goes and scores 78 off 111 as well. We do really well. Bowled them out for 294 in the final session, with Astle picking up 3 key wickets. Big fan of that. Oh no! Match drawn! I thought we'd won! That is an absolute schoolboy. I thought we'd won. I didn't think they scored as many runs as us. I went and pressed them space bar. The game's not over. Now the game's over. We needed 30 off the last off 2 overs. We scored 15. It's match drawn. That's a travesty. Nesdale's out injured for 5 weeks, but Hopper's improved his technique and the ball's improved his front foot batting to the limit. This guy is crap, but I hope this guy is going to be an absolute legend of the save. Nesdale out. That's a tough one to swallow because he has been in great form. Carter's going to come into the lineup. My days, this is frustrating. We're just not quite there. 4-5-4 we score. Pickens with 95, Carter with 87. We've asked them to follow on after a good bowling performance, and their 10 and 11 have just put on 65. 65. And really put us in the mire and batted from over 120, about 45 overs. We couldn't bowl them out. We now need 152 to win in an hour. And we fall short. 102 for 7 trying to get on with it. That's 2 games in a row we've left points on the board, out on the field, not put them in our back pocket and walked off with them. And again, we're just drawing games of cricket. Bunter and Bradley go on and play for England, and Ayre is out injured for 4 weeks. Jofra Archer currently averaging 72 on the season. Don't know how long I can let that one slide. Match drawn again against Leicestershire. We score 4-13. Carter with a great knock. He batted with the tail for about 70 of those runs and ended up making 99. Good performances throughout. Albert, Hiradoy, all with 50s. But a bowling unit, the last 2 seasons, hasn't been as prolific. Guys are aging. I need to move on from them. Not quite there, not quite ready to move on. But it is causing us a problem. We scored 2-5-8 all out, trying to get on with the game. Tried to bowl them out, didn't quite work. Played 4 draws. To the point I'm chasing Astle and Denver from bowling technique to bowling aggression. Is Jofra Archer done? That's a question. 6 at 66 this year, 29 at 27 last year. It's not working. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of inexperience on the bench to try and work out who to bring in. Garton's injured. Critchley's injured. It's a good job we brought in these fresh faces. Nesdale's injured. I know he's not a bowler, but just for dramatic effect, we're struggling with injuries at the moment. Carter's injured, who would probably be the one I turn to. So I think we're going to bring in young Hodgson. Again, it's part of this movement to try and move away from the old guard and to the new, but it's tough. Again, it's happened again. We score 552 in 123 overs. We belt it. Hiradoy with 200 in his second game for the club. He's an exceptional player. It's an exceptional performance. We bowled him out for 387. Young Hodgson goes and picks up 4 for 75, but they bat a long time. Then we nail them down. We have them 6 for 123, and Beasley and Adams put on 195 to stop us from winning, and we draw again. Hopper improves his bowling technique and London improves his bowling technique. All about that. We still haven't won a game of cricket. Incredible. Lancashire score 319. Again, runs down the order. Aikenhead and Davis getting it done. We're behind the game. We only score 247. 247. Way behind. They bat big. Aikenhead 60 down the back end of the order again. Just constantly being frustrated. We had him 6 for 251. And they declare 100 runs later, 9 wickets down. We tried to chase down about 440. We end 340 all out. We're just above the relegation zone. We are a dynasty no more. But we do have T20 action to relieve us of our stresses. Trying to work out how we structure this team again is quite difficult. Bowling's the problem. Denver Hodgson didn't play in the competition 2 years ago. And they didn't bowl last year. I think we're going to go with them. Cook and Leonard in the team. We do have Big Joff that we can bring in, who went at 10 and over last time. Not great. Robinson, 8 and over. We did really well in this competition last year. We went and won it. I'd be surprised if it happens again. We have been battered. They scored 226 for 5. McGregor 89 off 43. No one in the bowling unit performing. And the batting unit was like a wet salmon slapping you around the face time and time again. We're the winners, defending champions, #1 team. As that is important, that Astor's improved his attacking bowling to the limit. We fight back. We fight strong. 237 for 6. Ellery and Orr both batted beautifully, took us past the power play in fine fettle. Albert was 75, and then just trying to get as many as we can on the board before we bowl them out for 157. Leonard's good. Hodgson, I feel we've got a young player come through here that's got a bit of talent. The ball, did anyone else see that? The ball is on the rise, batting technique on the up again. The man is built differently. The man is built for Royal London Cup cricket. Stop the world. I want to get off. Prithvi Shaw is finally available for us. He will come in and he is going to bat opening. Ellery drop to 3. Oh, we're a stronger team now. Yeah, we're 3 and a tiny bit stars, but we're a stronger team. As we go and score 100 off the first 6 overs without really batting an eyelid. We go back-to-back 200s. 228 for 6 in this occasion. Ellery moving down to 3, scoring 84, looking very, very nice. Bowling unit strangles them at the top. Cook and Leonard were economical. Hodgson, very good again. 2 for 1. What's the other end of the scale look like? Well, that's where you fail to knock off 151 and get bowled out in 18 overs, 38 runs short. Bit worried about Hiradoy. I don't feel he is off to a very good start, averaging 4 with a 78 strike rate. So I'm going to make a change. And when the time has come, the bull is in, averaging 54 last year with a 177 strike rate in second team one-day T20 cricket. 62 and 29 the year before. The time for the bull has arrived. He's part of the blast. We win by 43. Just get it done. Not a very good batting performance. Ellery with 42 off 31. The only reasonable contribution. The ball going at 100 strike rate. Playing in the blast will bring you back down to earth, son. Astor with 314. Thought the bowlers were exceptional, actually. Economy rates are king in the game for me. Economy rate and strike rate are the only two things that matter. As we welcome back Bunter as well, who is one of the best players on the game, averaging 35 in T20 international cricket with a 146 strike rate. He's unavailable. He's injured. It said he was back. They've lied to me. Just get past the Swords of Essex. 168 for 9. Again, poor batting performance. The ball 37 off 24. That's a meaningful contribution from the bowlster. I like that. And 50 from Ellery was very, very good. With the ball, we bowled really well up top. Astle 3 for 29. It's the reason he's a 2-time bowling wicket-taking champion in the blast for us the last 2 years. Some days it's not your day. This was one of them. Lose by 9 wickets to Middlesex. We actually started really well and then the middle order happened and we just didn't get a partnership. Oh, that's rubbish. That's really poor. We let them get 186. We had him 58 for 6. Will Jacks comes in at number 7, scores 104 off 48 deliveries, disrupts the order of events, and then our batting unit capitulates. We had a good start and then nothing. We just haven't got the tail like we used to. We always had a strong tail. Astor's improved his one-day bowling in terms of being defensive to their limit. We win in the championship. A championship game I didn't realise we were actually playing. I just picked my one-day T20 Blast team, and we were going up against a 5-star Gloucestershire team. Bond scores 100 in each innings, as does Ali Orr. First time it's happened in the game, and next season, once I've got all the scorecards loaded in, I'll show you the updated version, but it's not something that happens very often. Prithvi Shaw, 148 on debut. First win of the season. We're 21 points behind the top. They've got a game in hand. Lose to Hampshire, 152. Should have been a lot more, but again, our tail is non-existent. Now we've got to start having a serious conversation because we're not in the promotion places or going into the playoff places. And things just aren't quite clicking. Prithvi Shaw, is it a good start? Probably not. Bradders is not having a good start to the campaign. To the point I'm going to move him up 1. The ball's adding some value. And with the ball, our change bowlers are not very change-like. They're changing the game for the worst, unfortunately. So it kind of puts us in a predicament. We need to improve our change bowling. Denver's really poor. Denver's going to go, Carter's going to be the guy to come in. We bought him last year because we knew he was good economy rate-wise, and we're going to need some of that. In fact, we've gone up to a 4-star rated team. Lose by 53 runs. It's capitulating. The Blast team is not what it used to be. We find ourselves with the game in hand 5 points behind. We've got to win every single game to give ourselves a chance of qualifying. A 4-star rated team. What's good and what's bad? Carter's come in, he picked up 3 wickets. I'll take that. Give me strike rate or give me economy rate. Leonard going at 9s is an issue. We could bring in Ollie Robinson. That's the change. That's the change you choose to make. Yeah, I'm going to leave Carter in the team. Leave Carter in the team. Carter's just got himself a T20 Blast hat-trick. Take that. And we only just knock off 129. Hodgson with 30. Robinson with 12 to take us home. It's not pretty, but it puts us within 3 points. And we're out. I'm positive we're out. We score 178. They knock them off. Albert with 59. But it's poor. Prithvi Shaw has been an absolute walking wicket in this campaign. Current competition, averaging 14. No 50s. 210 strike rate's very good, but crikey, we're right near the bottom. Denver's not the guy in county championship cricket yet. He needs work on his bowling. He's averaging 40. So we can't take in that sort of player. Archer's in. That's like the Sussex of old. We bowled Durham out for 219. Astor with 4, Archer with 4. Hello, welcome back to the team. One of the best players in the world when fit. Who would have thought playing would be a good thing? Ellery with a ton. Shaw and all get us off to a cracking start, putting on 111. And then Bradders with 100. Pollock with 100. And we polished them off. Great win. And puts us close. 20 points behind and they've got a game in hand. It's a big gap. But we're a big time team. We lose the final Blast game of the season to Kent. We score 126 in 20 overs. Trying to go for it. Didn't work. Albert chews up a 51 strike rate. And we've got 1 game left to stop ourselves being awful. So we lose to Gloucestershire and finish the season on 10 points, which is abysmal. What was our net run rate? We're like the 15th best team in the competition. That is our worst record. Worst season on record. Horrendous. Off to the county championship. Let's claw some. Just get some game about us. Get something back in the game. Give ourselves a chance of lifting a trophy. A game we should never have lost. I keep saying it, but the output from this team is abysmal. We bowled them out for 211. Great performance. Astle 4 for 13. Superb. We only made 291, and that's thanks to Bradders, who now he's actually getting some game for us because he was always away from England, quite often carrying the drinks. He's got 691 runs from 6 games and averaging 76. Very good player. Everything's looking good. Then they go and score all these runs, and it's the tail again. Rutherford and Atkins go and put on 95, 45, 43. Take the lead out to 400 when it should have been about 200. And we go and lose. Title aspirations gone. Just looking for a good finish. Yorkshire go and win the T20 Blast, beating Leicestershire in their revival. That is rubbish again. 306 all out. They go and score 486, but the story's the same. We've got them 260 for 6, and they had another 226 runs on with the tail. Harry Duke, batting at number 8, scores 147. Nonyen scores 41. It's outrageous how bad we've become at bowling against the tail. As we go and draw another game. Well, I say draw another game, we've just come off a loss, but a decent performance against Surrey. They make 297. Big Joff with 4 for. We go fairly big. Albert with a ton. Prithvi Shaw batted well. Ali Orr batted well. Pickens with 95. They score 420 for 9, but the runs is from the top order. A huge partnership between Robinson and Rule, who got the most runs in the county championship last year, as we end up with a match drawn, leaving us in 5th in the table. And the whole reason we signed Hiradori and Shaw was to be available for the Royal London Cup. Everyone's gone to international. The ball's gone to the 100. Oh my days, we might not have a team. The team's actually relatively strong. We've got Tattersall, who was really good last year for us. Carter, Eyre, Nesdale, Tattersall. Lee's the kind of the odd one out. We could bring in James Bracey, but he wasn't great last year. Carlson, the spinner. And the bowlers were relatively alright. Slightly expensive though. We have got Double A Carter, we've got B Thompson, we've got Hopper we can bring in. And these are the 2 new players that's just come through the youth academy. We don't really know much about them yet. That is promising. Not with the ball. The ball was dreadful. They were 177 before they did anything. Robinson with 5 for 82, going at 8.2 and over, picked up a load of tail end wickets. But we knock off 3-4-3. Haynes great. Carter with another ton. What a player he is in this competition. And Tattersall with another 50. He had a great campaign last year. We've just got to get ourselves to the dance. We've got to make it through this group stage somehow. Lose to Derbyshire. Our bowling attack's getting battered. 3-6-1 they score. Lots of guys going at over 6 and over. 3-3-5 in response is a pretty good effort. Top order, fairly consistent. But our bowling attack is not in a good place at all. Hodgson going at 7s isn't ideal. I've got a feeling he'll come good. Double A Carter is in form in second team cricket. 3 wickets at 15, 4.3 economy rate. We're going to bring him in, have a bit of a change. It bumps us up to a 3.5 star rated team. I'm all over that. We win by a wicket. We somehow get over the line. We were cruising. Haynes 91 off 60, massive. Ayres had a really consistent start to the campaign, back-to-back 50s, and we knock off 300. Double A Carter comes in, 4 for 44 at 4.4 and over. Lots of 4s, but the main one is it's a W in the win column. Smashed by Durham by 7 wickets with 16 overs left. It's putting us in this normal position where it's very tight, and are we going to qualify or not? That's dreadful. We've been bowled out for 148, chasing 255. Tattersall batted well. Everyone else blown out the water. We're 2 for 3. Leonard's coming out, and I'm going with the inexperience of Hopper, who is continuously improving his technique since he came into the unit last year. That's a good performance. Who would have thought it? 308, 104 for Eyre, who's been, like I said, fairly reasonable. 250s in a century. Bowled out for 192. Double A Carter with 5 for 38. And London 4 for 43 on debut. 2 games left. No Prithvi Shaw. No Hiradori. I can't believe how much it's all backfired. And we win again. Nedsdale this time with 112 of the finest from 62 deliveries. He went bonsai. Third Royal London Cup century for him. Won last year as well. Good player, not quite good enough for the 100. But man, it's tight. If the results go our way with Glamorgan, we're going to be level on points and behind on run rate. We're going to play our final game against second place Northants on 9 points. So if we beat them, they've all got games in hand. It's against us. We win again and we finish the season. Well, the Royal London Cup season. But it's a good performance. 3-2-5. We've actually scored reasonably well at times. Consistent. Nedsdale, Air, all pretty good. Get 2-4-4. Hopper's come in. He went at 9.38 and over here. But I think that's quite a reasonable start to the man's career. We bought him in. Was it him we bought in free agency? Yeah, 27 grand. So not a bad performance. We're not going to go through Northants. Net run rate's going to be not good enough. Somerset and Northants both can overtake us. And Northants were the team to do it. We just edged them as well on net run rate. But what a disappointing campaign this has been. The Blast, 8th. Royal London Cup, 4th. Not even making it through. In the Championship, well, crikey, we don't even know what to do about that. County Championship, what do? Leonard's not been that good. Have we got another opening bowler that could come in? We could give Double A Carter a run out. Why not? He's been pretty good for us in other competitions. But I just feel like it's kind of over the hill, king of the hill. Sam Cook averaging 33. He's probably done. Robbo's probably done. What's the transition look like? We've brought in these young guys. We're going to keep training them up. We're terrible. Our bowling unit is just not good. I've said it a lot of times, but time and time again, it still surprises me. A game we should have won. We had over 3 sessions to bowl them out, and they bat 105 overs. And again, it's partnerships down the back end of the order. Radford's already frustrated us this year. He does well. JJ Lowe, 29. And we just can't put teams away. We've lost that killer edge, that instinct that means you're going to win games of cricket. Our overseas selection has been appalling. The next crop of bowlers all on bowling technique. I'm going to see if we can get a good one out of this. Swanton's an interesting one. He's a leg... Reed's an interesting one. 24 grand and he's a leggy. Notts have gone on and they've picked up the Northamptonshire's picked up the Royal London Cup. Blast won by Yorkshire. Championship, I really hope Leicester should do it. What a turnaround that is. We go and lose. Surrey, away. No batting, no runs on the board, and they knock them off with 6 wickets remaining. Astle improves his bowling technique again. He's working hard and he is improving across the board. An average of 27 in county cricket this year. Didn't play in the Royal London Cup, which is a travesty. Slightly expensive in the Blast. But he's one that's really reacting well to all the chances for training that he's being given. Shaw and Hirodoy is available, but we're not going to do it. It's the final game of the season. He's played 1 championship game in his career. We are going to give a run out to the Bull. It doesn't go well. We lose by 160 runs to Nottinghamshire. Astle with 6 for pretty good. The Bull with 62. Let's take a positive. The Bull with a 62 and a 75. He was only a £22,000 a year player. But he's averaging 59 from 2 games. I like that. The Bull's good. The Bull is strong. Unlike our team, which finished the season in 7th place in the Championship, which is our worst finish in a very, very, very long time. Top of the batting charts for us, Albert with 1,000 runs. Only 2 centuries. That's an issue for me. Bunter, 4 centuries, 1,000 runs, average 54. Very, very good. Ali Orr just sneaks in with 1,000 runs again with 3 centuries. Shakir, probably should have gone for him instead of chasing the overseas player dream. With the ball, none of our players are anywhere near. Dylan Pennington, always near the top of the pops. Lancashire win the league. It's a tough season. It's a tough one to take. But our bowlers are improving. The next crop of players are around and will continue to get better. There's no doubt about it. We'll be back for Season 10 next time. Thank you so much for watching The Rise of the Bull.